Hello and welcome to Revsportz. While we of course are outside the Holkar Stadium, and as you can see, it's the previous night that we did this video. This is not how Indore looks right now. One good thing about Indore from the day we have come is it's an extremely pleasant weather.
Absolutely.
Like today, yesterday for you guys, we actually started off from this gate and took a whole round of the entire stadium because there was only one gate that was open that side to view the practice. So, but there was no sweating, and hence since there is no humidity, and since there is actually it's not even hot. So the chances of dew is very less.
Yes.
Let's break down the top four's batting session here. So first of all, let's start with the person who takes the strike. That is Pratika Rawal. Actually, Smriti Mandhana doesn't take the first strike. Pratika Rawal does. So Pratika had a very short net session.
I think she scored some runs in the last match against Australia, but yeah, I think it depends on particular batters, right? Some batters prefer a long practice session, even if he or she is scoring runs, or even if he or she is not scoring runs. But I think for Pratika, I think according to her mindset in current position,
we have seen Pratika generally prefers
having long
practice session. Maybe so there is another in Indore where the practice session is not visible because it's completely fully covered with black curtains. Also because it's in a place where it could be accessible not only to media if those covers weren't there, then to outside people as well. So I think that's why it's covered. There was somebody who was batting there. We heard that while coming out. Could be Pratika because Pratika was talking to the batting coach and then they went somewhere. She was talking about her stance.
Yes, absolutely. She was talking about her stance. She's pointing to the cut shot, back foot punch, leg side glance and all. And understandable. I think she got some rhythm back in the last match, and it is high time for a batter like her to keep the momentum going. And not only for them, I think for all the batters who scored some runs against Australia, I think they will look to continue that momentum going, because ultimately in every game going forward you need that opening stand to be solid, and if that solid opening stand continues, then it will help you to put up a good score on the board and maybe chase down a big total.
Absolutely. But when Pratika was batting, let's talk a little more about it. When Pratika was batting, she did look solid.
Yes, she looked solid. Defensive, the defensive approach, the defense, front foot defense and all, back foot punch. We all know how good player she is.
Her back foot punch and the sound of the bat, if you hear when you're there in the nets, the footwork is magnificent, and the sound that comes out of the bat is absolutely delight for a batter. Not such a happy place for a bowler.
Yes, absolutely. And see, I think when you see the England pacers, I know this is subcontinent conditions, but still, with the height of Lauren Bale and even other pacers, if you see A. Marlott maybe, or even Nat Shivabrand, if you see, I think
the back foot will be important.
Yeah, the back foot will be key. So I think that will definitely help.
But I don't think the indoor pitch will bounce that as much as England did.
Yes.
But also, back foot I think will be important with.
I'm guessing might come up with some bouncer plans maybe.
Yes, I do think Lauren Bell will come up with bouncer plans, because when if you remember when in England there was a partnership where to break the partnership they were bowling short balls, and that is when they realized that short ball is a weakness for her. She tries to pull it and top edge is it. So they might use that here, because even though against Pakistan Lauren Bell has been rested, but I'm sure she'll be back against India.
Definitely,
her slowers will be important. So Pratika clearly is in a better touch.
Yes, I think as I mentioned, the previous knock gave her the much-needed confidence. I think against Australia, in your World Cup game, if you score some runs, obviously that will give you confidence. And 155 run opening stand was a fantastic foundation for the team. Right.
Also in the power play, she was she
was
did
scoring,
get a few boundaries.
She got some boundaries also, and the strike rate was much better compared to the initial game.
Absolutely. So from Pratika Raval, we obviously have to move on to her opening partner, Smriti Mandhana.
Yes.
Quite the contrast. Smriti Mandhana, once she enters the net, I don't think anybody can pull her out of the net. Other batters joined her.
Yes.
The partners keep changing.
At one end, she is there.
Yeah. The partners keep changing. Smriti again started with her usual throwdowns.
Yes, as expected, and as we all have seen throughout the net sessions in this World Cup also, that usually she starts with the throwdowns and then one by one the bowlers. And in that net, because Pratika and Smriti was batting in rotation, in that net obviously one leg spinners were there, net bowler, one medium pacer, net bowler was there. Obviously Snehana was there, N. Sricharani was there, and the superstar
Arundhati Reddy was there.
Why
of course,
she is
if
a
you
superstar?
of course, if you have watched the practice lab video, you would know why she is a superstar. But very quickly, just summing it up in 2 words, she was absolutely passionate all through, and every single delivery almost she thought she got Smriti's wicket, and then when Richa came out to bat, she thought she got Richa also. So probably in her head, in one practice session, she has 20-25 wickets by now. But also, she was bowling well. It's not like she wasn't bowling well.
And Trisha, I think, as you mentioned, that Lauren Bell's slowers will be key.
Yeah.
I think the way Arundhati was bowling the slowers,
yes,
I think
she was mixing it up very well.
So I think that is a very good practice for the batters also.
But Snehasis, getting back to Smriti, of course, initially there was a little bit of a struggle for Smriti, but then immediately her reaction was counter-attack. There were quite a few balls which seemed like, because the nets was very close to the stand, so if Smriti was hitting it on the offside, it would often end up on the stands, which ideally seems like it's a very good shot.
Yes.
But if you think of it, the distance is so less that it is probably not the best of shots. Also, against England, is attack the best form of defense?
See, I think attacking approach has been the template for her, right? Since Pratika Rawal has came in as her partner. So I think she will go for that attacking approach, but as you mentioned, sometimes it seemed like she's trying too hard. Sometimes you can just go for the basic shots, down the ground and everything. That also can give you that confidence that you need. But it's okay. I think she's trying some different shots and all.
Yes.
And she's looking to be more aggressive, to find out more scoring opportunities in a match. So I can understand that. But let's see. I think going forward, before the England match, some more practice session will happen. So I think as we approach to the game, I think in those practice sessions we can see more clear approach of Smriti Mandhana. But as of now, I think some shots she could have avoided, but I think it's okay. I think you are trying
ultimately
some options.
in the practice session, it's
this is the best play for trying.
Yeah, exactly. She looked extremely comfortable against Snehasis. Against Arundhati, it was 50-50 because I thought Arundhati was mixing it up very well.
And later, at the end, an off spinner also came, a net bowler.
Yes, a net bowler off spinner.
I think that was a very good practice because you have to face a Charlie Dean.
Yeah. You have Heather and Knight also who can roll her arms.
Yes.
You
have
Sophia Kilston.
You are practicing there. You have
to
Smith and Sophia
absolutely. So that said, I think Smriti looked very good against Snehasis, who was playing a dual role as the bowler as well as the umpire of the Smriti Arundhati battle.
Yes.
That car you saw which raced away could be Arundhati. She was very angry because the batters were not considering that they were out. So maybe she has gone out in rage.
And Smriti also observing the video footage of her batting.
Yes. So there was a mobile connected to a tripod, and every single time she went in the nets for every single round, it would take her video footage, and I think she was looking at the footwork.
Yes.
And then again going for the next round. So it was a good long session for Smriti, but it's not something that has happened for the first time.
Yes.
Smriti is someone who does these throwdowns then long session, and I'm sure she has gone for a bit of a rest.
Indore.
And yes, and she has gone indoor. We can't see who has gone indoor,
Yes.
so that's something that we cannot report.
Yes.
But I'm sure she practiced
Yes,
in indoors. From that, let's move on to number 3, Harleen Deol. Harleen actually looked very good on the drives when she initially began, but who are the bowlers in Harleen's net?
Yes, absolutely. As you mentioned, she looked very good. The sound of the bat was superb to hear, and the bowlers that were obviously throwdown specialist was there, and a left-arm orthodox net bowler was there,
Yes.
and obviously Renuka Singh Thakur was there, Kranti Gaur was there, and Deepti Sharma was there.
Yeah. Also, just adding a line, I thought Deepti was one of the best bowlers tonight.
Yes, I think she was varying the pace,
Yeah.
and the way she deceived both Harleen and Harman
Yes.
on I think more than 2-3 occasions easily. You know, some balls also hit the thigh pads of both batters. I think that was a good practice session for, I will say, for the batters also. I think this is the same mistake that is happening in the matches. So there is nothing
Better
fault
make the mistakes in the practice
nets,
session.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it is happening in the nets. I think it will give you more clarity to think about it, and you can come up with a better plan in the next practice session, rather than you are having the same problem in the match and you are losing.
And
your
the
wickets.
best part is quite a few practice sessions are left. Like today,
Yes.
probably India will practice because when we are shooting this last night, we don't know when is the India
Yes,
practice session. Then there is and it's 16th, so your match is in on the 19th. So you have 16, 17, 18. Even if you have optional practice for one day or 2 days, maybe you still have 3 days to practice. But you know, Harleen started off very solid. She had a pratika in the practice session. Like she did a pratika in the practice session. Started off solid.
Yeah.
And then towards the middle and end, towards of her practice session, she started edging that ball in the corridor of uncertainty of the left arm pacer and also the thrower who was actually throwing left arm.
Yes.
So the left arm issue continues.
The left arm issue continues, and I think some shots also looked a bit lazy, I will say. You know.
Yes, because when she started hitting
she
well.
she was not going fully to the ball, what we thought. But yeah, I think sometimes it happened. You know, you did as you mentioned, you started the practice with full intensity, you're batting so well, but I think at the end sometimes you might lose some energy or something maybe. But yeah, I think it seemed that some trouble is there still with that left arm spin.
Yeah, especially if it's landing in that off middle,
Yes.
and then leaving Harleen, that angle is troubling
The
her.
lane that is troubling both Harman and Harleen.
That's
I
short of
think
a good lane.
Short of a good lane, and the lane that dragged them out of the crease to play that, the drive.
Yes, and that's why short of a good length is good length is somewhere where you can still reach,
ball.
especially Harman, because Harman is the taller of the two, of course. But when it comes to Harleen, as I said, that ball landing on middle and off and turning just away from her is something that is completely putting her on the wrong foot, and she's trying to drive the ball, which is ending up on the slips. She has edged quite a few.
Yes.
Again, towards the end, before that, I think she was looking
fantastic.
extremely good. In fact, even the Smriti hit quite a few balls, in the air, and it seemed like they were quite long. But I think one of the better batters in the net would definitely be Harleen.
Yes.
The other thing which I saw was 2-3 balls when they were going. You remember how Harmanpreet got out against Pakistan? The leg side ball, a few leg side balls also Harleen edged, which should have been dealt in a better way.
Yes.
So maybe again, the same short of good length is bothering her. Something to do with footwork, but also the other fact is, I think the moment it's short of good length, Harleen is getting confused whether to step out or not. And last but not the least, definitely cannot be the least. I mean, he's the captain of the team. Let's talk about Harmanpreet Kaur's practice. First of all, one problem is definitely sorted, that Harmanpreet Kaur's bat finally has a sticker. The bat which she starts practicing with. Because generally she would come with 2 bats, one had the sticker and one did not. But today, thankfully, both had it. Anyway, that's not even the point. How did Harman look in the practice? What did you think?
I think initially she practiced the short lane deliveries, trying to guide the ball to the third man, having, playing some cut shots, playing some hook and pull also. And then as usual she loves to, having some drill seconds, those driving lane deliveries. So she hit some good drives also. But then she faced those bowlers, as we mentioned, Dipti Sharma, the left arm orthodox net bowler, the left, the throw down specialist also, who was bowling left-handed, and obviously Kranti and Renuka was there. But again, the same region where she is struggling in the matches, getting out there in the point region, giving those easy catches in the point region, in that region she struggled again. And some edges were there, some missed. Well, even I think against Dipti Sharma, sometimes she missed the ball completely, hit hard, pads and all. So I think it was a bit scratchy, I will say, as she continued the practice session. But yeah, as we discussed earlier also, that all the mistakes that are happening in the nets is good, because it will give you more time to reassess and come up with a better plan, rather than repeating the same mistake in the match.
Absolutely, I think you absolutely hit the nail on its head. Sorry, but then once she finished practicing in the nets, she went out. She took one of the throwers with her,
again.
And she was again practicing the drives. But that's one part. When she was practicing, when she's practicing the drives, she's looking very confident and very good. And this is something that we have been continuously saying, that Harmanpreet does not look out of form, but she's not extending the innings. She's not playing a longish innings where her contribution can be really impactful. So that is something that she needs to work on, and that is something. The other part is Harman in the nets also got her to that same shot and same place.
Yes, absolutely, and that is the problem that we have been talking about for a long time now, that how can a batter like Harmanpreet Kaur is making the same mistake again and again. But again, I am saying that if the mistakes is wrong, because till now, whatever the practice session we have watched, these problems were not being observed in the net sessions. It's only in the matches. But in this practice session, these mistakes are being observed. So it is good that the players are having the same problem in the nets also. It will give them the enough time.
And they have enough time to rectify that. That is important. But it will obviously be important that they rectify it. As far as Harman is concerned, my 2 cents to it will be, I think there's something. I am quite sure that the backlift that it's coming from, the backlift that's the trouble when it comes to that length delivery. But of course, we will be. We have discussed how the top 4 did in the practice session. I'm sure you guys are watching the next day, so I'm getting confused between yesterday and today. So anyway, today there will be yet another practice session, so we will come up with more updates, more stories, and in fact there's a very interesting article that might come out soon. Ashley Gardner has actually gifted her spikes to one of the net bowlers because he bowled well. What's the story?
In Vizag.
In Vizag, yes. What was the story? What happened? Keep watching Revsportz to know that. And of course, if you want to know when we are coming live, and if you don't want to miss any of it, then it's simple. Like, share and subscribe, as I keep saying in all the videos. As of now, from outside the Holkar Stadium, it's Snehasis and Trisha signing off. Take care and bye-bye. Have a good day.
Thank you.